Here is the truth the modern world fears. Your focus is not stolen, you surrendered it. Not in one dramatic moment, but in 1,000 tiny cuts. Notifications, impulses, distractions, indulgences. The Ronin knew a darker truth. A man who does not control his attention does not control his life. And so he forged a habit so quiet, so unglamorous, so ruthless in its simplicity, that it built a mind sharper than any blade. There is a man living in the modern age who feels like his mind is made of smoke. He sits down to work, and the smallest sound tears him apart. A message, a thought, a craving, a memory, a notification, a stray impulse. He is not lazy, though he calls himself that. He is not incapable, though he fears that. He is simply scattered. His attention leaks in every direction. He touches everything, but grasps nothing. He starts 5 tasks, finishes none. He wonders why his goals never move. He wonders why he feels tired without effort. Inside, he knows the truth. He is living like a man walking through fog with no lantern. He tries productivity hacks. He tries motivational videos. He tries new apps. He tries a dozen methods that give him an hour of hope and a week of disappointment. He doesn't know that his problem is not lack of effort, but lack of Chisei, the samurai's clarity of intent. To the ancient warrior, a foggy mind was more dangerous than any enemy. Modern culture calls it distractibility. Zen calls it a mind split in 10 directions, but the Ronin had no patience for this fragmentation. He believed, if your purpose is unclear, your path will always crumble. The man in this chapter does not need more motivation. He needs a blade to cut away everything unnecessary. Among Zen swordsmen, there was a practice whispered quietly, almost too simple to be taken seriously by outsiders. Chisei, clarity of intent, not passion, not inspiration, not excitement. Clarity. Imagine the Ronin walking through a dense forest, pursued by unseen threats. He does not waste attention on shadows, on what-ifs, on the wind moving the grass. His mind locks onto one question: what is essential right now? Chisei is the art of removing everything that does not matter so the one thing that does matter can rule the mind like a tyrant. Samurai scrolls described it as the drawing of an invisible circle around the self. Inside the circle, purpose. Discipline, the one chosen task. Outside the circle, everything else. Every distraction, every desire, every impulse, every thought that weakens focus. Chisei breaks the modern worldview because modern life worships accumulation. More tasks, more goals, more tools, more tabs, more ambitions. But the Ronin saw that true power comes from subtraction. A scattered man accomplishes nothing. A focused man becomes unstoppable. But once you try to practice Chisei, you feel the enemy rise within you. Your mind pulls you toward noise. Your body hungers for stimulation. Your habits crave the familiar rush of distraction. This is not weakness. This is biology. Your brain evolved to scan for threats. Now it scans for novelty. Every ping, every message, every micro. Distraction is a hit of dopamine delivered straight to the ancient reward system. Your mind is addicted to fragments. And when you attempt clarity, your system fights you like a cornered animal. The Ronin interpreted this internal chaos not as failure, but as the battlefield where men are forged. He saw 2 forces within: the scatterer, the part of you that chases noise, avoids depth, fears stillness; the cutter, the part of you that removes the unnecessary, cleaves through indecision, and acts with relentless simplicity. Chisei awakens the cutter, and the scatterer panics. You will feel resistance. You will feel urges. You will feel internal sabotage. This is the war. This is the forging. This is where the weaker self is tested against the self you were always meant to become. The Ronin's method for building unstoppable focus was shockingly unromantic. Reduce your life to essentials. Then devote yourself entirely to one at a time. This is the uncomfortable truth. Your mind is not weak. Your environment is noisy. Your intentions are not flawed. Your commitments are divided. Your focus is not broken, your life is cluttered. The Ronin removed the non-essential until clarity remained. He eliminated excess movement, excess objects, excess obligations, excess conversations, excess thoughts. He believed that the world tries to pull you outward in 100 directions. Chisei pulls you inward to one direction. The modern mind resists this because simplicity feels like restriction. Minimalism feels like sacrifice. Doing less feels like losing. But in truth, you're not losing. You're sharpening. A sword sharpens not by adding metal but by removing it. So does a mind. Focus is not built during intense moments. It is built in the quiet repetitions that happen every day. The Ronin had a rule: never let the blade cool, not literally, but mentally. Every day he practiced the same ritual: choose the single most important action, clear everything else, execute until completion. Again and again and again, he knew that if even a few days passed without Chisei, the mind would dull, the circle would widen, the world would flood back in. Behavioral psychology agrees. Neural pathways strengthen through consistency, not intensity. The brain rewires itself toward whatever you repeat without long gaps. The samurai saw the same truth. A blade unused gathers rust. A mind untrained gathers noise. Your focus is not a gift. It is a rhythm, a ritual, a sharpening. Ancient warriors never trusted their future selves. They knew that in the heat of life, intent collapses unless it has already been carved into identity. So the Ronin practiced pre-solution, solving the problem before the problem arrived. Before battle, he arranged his gear. Before travel, he simplified his load. Before conflict, he decided his response. Before temptation, he vowed his behavior. He removed decision, making from the moment so clarity could survive. Chaos modern application is simple. If you know the morning eats your focus, prepare your workspace the night before. If you know your phone steals your attention, place it in another room before you begin. If you know you drift between tasks, pre-select the one task you will complete first. If you know stress destroys your discipline, decide your coping ritual in advance. Pre-deciding is identity reinforcement. It makes your future self obedient to your present purpose. This is how warriors built unbreakable clarity. They made the important decisions long before the world had a chance to pull them apart. There comes a moment on the Ashen path when the scattered self begins to dissolve. The man who jumped between 10 tasks now commits to one. The man who was shaped by noise now chooses silence. The man who lived in fragments now moves as a single blade. This is Chisei, the awakening of a mind that wastes nothing, wanders nowhere, and strikes with purpose. Your thoughts become aligned. Your actions become deliberate. Your life begins to feel like it is cutting towards something inevitable. The weaker self, the one who was scattered, overwhelmed, unfocused, begins to fall away. In his place rises a figure who walks the world with the steady calm of a man who knows what he must do and refuses every distraction that tries to steal him from it. The Last Ronin would say, power is not the ability to do more. Power is the ability to do what matters, with absolute clarity. If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe for more lessons from the Last Ronin and the path of Bushido Fei plus Zen. Here on Ashen Path, walk lightly, carry nothing unnecessary, and let your clarity cut the world open.